Welcome to Epic Youth!
Welcome! We're so excited on a lovely Friday night, Will.
Good to be back. Hello to everyone. Hello to everyone. Sam, how are you today?
I'm great, Will. How are you?
I'm doing very well.
Are you glad that we're standing up and being able to walk around a little?
How good. Actually, I'm looking at the shop, bro. I can go all the way over here before I'm out of the shop, man. We got so much fruit tonight.
I know, right? And we need it because we've got some
activities to do.
Some events, some Olympical events.
Some activities.
Yeah.
Some good stuff. We also have guests tonight, Sam.
Oh, so many
guests.
guests.
We have a couple of young people who we are looking at right now. Actually, Aiden, why don't you just throw them up on the screen for 1 second, say hi. Just, there they are, hello.
Hey.
Anyway, take them off, take them off. They're coming back very soon to be a part of our show tonight. I'm having a look at the chat, Sammy. It's good to have you here. If you're here for the first time, welcome. We love having you at Epic, but some shout-outs. Anyone want to shout out their mum?
Shout your mum or your dad, your sister, your dog, whoever. Shout out anyone.
Yeah.
Vanessa Poole saying hello.
Who wants to
Mariana.
do a shout out? Oh, look at it. So many good people.
Denim Brothers?
Yes.
I don't know. Well, Will's going double denim.
Oh, Hannah wants a shout out, babe. Hannah, 36 and a half weeks pregnant. I love you so much. Hi, Hannah. You are the best ever. I shouted you out. Oh, shout out to Carol.
Carol,
Grace's mum.
Carol,
Grace's
lovely lady.
What a person Carol is. Shout out. Yes. Anyone else, Sam?
Yeah, the girls. Grace said, yeah, the girls. So that's just all of them. All the girls. Shout out to them.
Sounds good.
Mama Maria. I don't know who that is, Vanessa. But we're so excited to have everyone here. If you're in the chat or not in the chat.
Not in the chat if you are. If you aren't in the chat, jump in the chat and say hi, okay? Jump in the chat and say hi. That'd be awesome. But Sam, we got something to give away just as we get started.
Oh.
Look at these. Look at this.
I want those.
You want that?
I'm not sure.
Can you tell me what I'm seeing right here?
You're seeing a brand new size 8.5 to 10. I think there's two types.
I think it's 8.5.
8.5.
Yes.
Boot for any sport.
Any sport.
That uses studs.
Okay, that uses studs because we're all playing sport right now.
We're all playing sport.
No, we're not.
No, we're not.
Okay.
Hey, but you could use these to practice in your backyard.
Does anyone in the chat want this 8.5 sports, proper sports? It's almost like it's got a sock with it. Do you still wear socks with these?
Yeah, I think you do because I think you might get a little bit of
that's extra ankle support. Is that right?
100%.
Yes.
But we want to give these away, so if you want them in the chat, just yell out.
Who wants them? And Connor, apparently, this is the only thing stopping him from having a shower right now. Fair enough.
Oh, he told me he'd be done.
Lily Grace wants them. Lily Grace has said 3 times that she wants these.
Sold.
Sold. Just like that. Lily, you haven't got them.
They're for you.
That is the power of being in the chat. These are coming your way. Yep. Message us on Instagram at Epic Youth AU, Epic YTHAU. Message us. We'll get these sent out to you this week.
It's as easy as that, Will. To win things, it's as easy as that.
Is there anything else we can give away, Sam? Oh, yes. All right. I have some Melbourne Storm board shorts because we're all going swimming in the middle of winter right now.
Do you know what size they are, Will?
I don't know. Can you have a look? What are we talking? 32?
32.
Melbourne Storm, the best rugby league team in the NRL. Here we go.
Clip that.
That's live on YouTube. And it's not going anywhere. My gosh, watch out, people. Anyway, who wants them? Who in the chat wants these board shorts?
Let's see.
Nah. Some people are like, no, I don't want them. Rob wants them, apparently. There are no Storm fans here. I'm not sure about that.
I don't know.
Who wants these Storm board shorts?
They're free shorts. I mean, why wouldn't you take free shorts? The greatest team.
All right, come on, tell us in the chat if you want them. Def's going to put that on repeat, apparently. Free shorts, Kane says. Well, we can bench those for later.
Yeah, we can save those for another time.
I got another one here. Here we go, Sam. Tell us a bit about this hat.
Crusaders hat, pretty much let's be honest, the reigning champions of the Super Rugby, which is Rugby Union for
I don't think
all the
anyone
Victorians.
knows what's going on.
So Rugby Union,
yes,
one of the best teams in New Zealand. So
yes,
do you want it's just a free.
You want a free hat? I'm pretty sure it's one size fits all. It's made by Adidas.
And do you know what? As you have the red Epic tee, you can wear it with the red Epic tee and match.
Who wants this beautiful red hat? People saying they're going for other teams. Anyone want the Crusaders hat tonight?
And Kane's red pants. Yep, Kane all red.
Kane could wear this with his red pants. So true.
He could go full out red, and you wouldn't be able to miss him.
Oh, okay. Anyway, I'm going to have it. I'm going to have
Will's
the red hat.
keep it.
Yes.
Sold.
It's good, isn't
Sold
it?
to you.
Sold to me.
Sold
Thank
to
you.
you.
We're not very good auctioneers,
No,
Sam.
we're really not.
We're not.
Really
But
not.
welcome again if you are here at the first time for Epic. We love having you here. We've got a great night in store, Sam. Now,
we do.
Go.
I'm going to explain this game because I know what's going on here.
Yes, we're going to play a game.
Yeah, we are. And
all right.
Did you know that the Olympics were actually supposed to start today?
Were they?
Yes.
Wow.
Crazy in Japan, 2020 Olympics.
Gosh. And you know, about 3 months ago, they were still saying, we're going to still run the Olympics.
But we are running the Olympics just at Epic tonight.
We are. So tonight we have, what, is it a triathlon? A decathlon? I don't know what it is.
A quadlathon.
Quadlathon.
Because the first part of the event is all about your mind.
Ooh, okay.
And then you get to use, we will have to represent. So the way it's going to work is, girls, are you there?
Yes, let's throw the girls. Let's say hi. Let's say hi to the girls.
Hello, hello.
All good. They're coming. They are coming.
Here they are.
Give it up, Mariana and Sarah. Mariana, how are you tonight? Yes.
Yeah. Oh.
Yes. You're doing good. That's right. You are doing good.
Can you guys hear us?
Yeah, they can hear us.
Yep, it's awesome.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to start explaining the game. So
we're going to explain it. That's
we're going to have 5 quick fire rounds.
Yes.
Of answers. So let's say, I'll give you an example, Will. I'm going to say, name 3 plants.
Yes.
And in 5 seconds, you've got to name three plants.
3 plants, okay.
It's not going to be 3 plants, though. Trust me.
Okay.
And then you each going to have a go, and each round you have an opportunity to win a time advantage.
Yeah.
That time advantage is going to go to either me or Will, whoever's representing you.
Yes.
And me and Will are going to compete in an event.
Yes.
And time is of the essence. So the amount of time that you get on this advantage is crucial.
Yep.
And me and Will are going to go through, of course, the most athletic thing.
We are. We're going to represent you guys tonight. But Sam, hot off the press, I've heard the technical issue is the girls are muted. So please unmute yourself and then talk to us. Hi, girls. How are you?
How are we?
Hey!
There we go.
Oh my gosh. All right.
Do you guys like my background?
Yeah, your background looks cool, Mariana. I like it. But how good is that Zoom etiquette? You got to unmute yourself.
Remember to unmute.
Hashtag rookie era. You guys should watch Life News. All right, Sarah. Sarah, how are you tonight?
I'm good, thanks.
That is good. Okay, so Sam's explained that there's the first part is you guys are playing, and then the second part, Sam and I are going to represent you guys for the final part. Is that right?
So I'll tell you guys the events, and then we'll paper, scissors, rock, me and Will to see who decides.
Okay. Or
Mariana, you can go first and pick who you want to represent you.
Yeah, Mariana, who do you want to represent? Me or Sam?
Ooh, that's so tough.
We're literally picking the favorite leader here. Let's be honest. That's
well,
really who you're picking.
Just be nice to me because next week's my last week at Epic. So
be nice
to me. Yeah, I reckon I'm gonna go with Will.
Yeah!
Come on, make us proud.
All right. Well,
you won't regret
Sarah,
it.
I'm representing you.
By default, it's never nice to be picked by default, Sam.
I'm a great choice.
Never.
I promise, Sarah.
Okay, cool. Let's go.
Let's go.
Yes.
All right, but I'll tell you
Round up.
Yeah.
Let's
go.
Go.
All right.
You go.
Are we ready?
Round
Mariana.
number 1. Yes, Mariana.
Okay.
I'm going to give you 5 seconds.
You got this, Mariana.
To give me... Are you ready?
Yep.
As soon as I say it, you go. Name 3 planets.
Mars, Saturn, and Pluto.
Yes!
She got it. That's 3. That's 3.
Yes. So what happens is if they get it right, then that gives me an extra second to represent you in the next stage. So well done.
Yep. So
all right. Sarah?
Are we ready?
Yes. I can't remember what the next one is, so you can do it. I'll get my phone.
All right, Sarah, are you ready? You've got this, all right? You're representing. You're representing, all right. Name 3 TV shows.
Go.
Full House, The Good Place.
Whoa. Did she say Full House twice?
I heard something. Was it something similar, Sarah?
Can you clarify what the first 2 were?
Full House and Fuller House.
Oh, that was smart. Okay.
Yeah. We'll
round of applause. Round of applause.
Each get a second. Now round 2. You have the opportunity to win 2 seconds.
2 extra seconds. So Mariana representing me. Here we go. Are you ready? Name 3 of Santa's reindeers.
Prancer, Dancer, Rocket.
Oh, that's got to be a pass,
2.
Sam.
That's 2.
What? She said 3.
Rocket's not a reindeer.
Oh, is Rocket not right?
Rocket is not a reindeer.
Okay, Rocket is not right.
I can confirm.
Okay.
So that's 2 out of 3. All right, Sarah,
all right.
are you ready? Name 3 red fruits.
Apple.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So that round
That's
goes to
okay.
Mariana.
Yeah.
So Mariana gets 2 seconds.
Oh, really? Because she got more.
She got more, so she won that
Amazing.
round.
Mariana, well done.
Sweet.
Well done. All right, next time, Mariana, round 3. Here we go. If you get this right, you're going to add 3 seconds to my my go later on. All right, here we go. Name 3 animals that growl.
Tiger, lion, and jaguar.
Oh, you'll take that. We'll take that.
Yeah, did she get it?
Yeah.
Yes,
That's
awesome.
3. That's 3.
Okay,
All right.
I'll go for the timer.
Sarah, are we ready? Name 3 types of fish.
Any time now.
I don't know.
No,
I don't know any type of fish.
Good try.
That one.
Good try. 3 types of
Default,
fish.
Mariana takes another 3-second advantage.
How good, how good. All right, here we go, Mariana, next one. Maybe I'll go to Sarah first.
Yeah, let's go Sarah first.
I'll go Sarah. All right, you're up. 4th round. If you get this, you get 4 seconds. Okay, here we go. Name 3 things you dip in ketchup.
Hot chips, cold chips, chicken nuggets.
Good. I'll take it.
I'll take it.
I'll
I
take
mean,
it.
I've never
I'll
dipped
take
my
it.
chips in sauce.
Hot chips and cold chips, by definition, technically are the same chip, but
I
at a
don't know.
different stage of life.
Nah,
but that's like me saying, 18-year-old Sam is like 22-year-old Sam.
No,
chips
it's
could
totally
be like
different.
crisps,
So-
though.
It's totally different.
It's totally
It's
different.
We're
Totally
taking
different.
that, Sarah.
But
You've
then,
got those.
and then if you look at 16-year-old Sam versus 21-year-old, anyway, let's move on. Next question.
All right, Mariana, are you ready?
Yeah.
Name 3 things you would find in the refrigerator.
Eggs, milk, bread.
Oh, hang
that
on,
was
hang on.
that was
Wait. Do you keep your bread in the fridge?
I keep my bread in the fridge.
that's a debate. That's a controversial topic.
It is a very
No,
controversial
I literally
topic.
do. Do you guys want to see
Tell
my
us.
fridge?
No, tell us in the chat. Do you keep your bread in the fridge? Yes
The
or
chat
no?
will decide.
Just
the chat
say
will
yes.
Not
decide.
everybody's fancy enough to
just
have
say-
one of those like.
Just say yes or
bread
no,
pancakes thing.
and we'll see. It's a must. It's a no. Yes.
It's
no. Yes. 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 All right, we'll give it to you.
We'll give it to you. All right, that round's. Each of you guys get 4 seconds.
Yep, that's right.
All right. Can we get some official numbers update?
There's a lot of calculations going
A lot
on
of math
for a very
calculations.
small number.
I cannot
Yeah,
see
we
that
can't
to
see
save
that.
my life.
That's cool. Last
All right.
one.
All right, nah. Yep.
Last one. All right, Sarah, are
This
you
is
ready?
crucial.
Here we go. Name 3 breeds of dog.
Cavoodle, poodle, cocker spaniel.
Wow,
Well
done.
done.
Good job. Ding, ding, ding.
I would not
Ding,
have been
ding,
able to
ding.
do that.
No, I couldn't do that either.
All right, Mariana,
go.
are you ready?
Yes.
Yeah.
Name 3 things. Name 3 things that you can brush.
Hair, teeth, clothes.
Oh,
What?
well done. She
Well
got
done.
there, right?
She got there.
Yeah,
I'll give
she
that
got
to
there.
her.
Well
I'll
done.
give her.
Good job. All right.
All right.
Mariana, you did well.
What I know from my quick math
Yes.
is that Mariana has
Did a quick
4
math.
extra
How does that go?
seconds.
The old quick math thing?
Quick math.
What's that YouTube video?
I can't remember.
The old quick math
Yeah.
YouTube. Okay,
So,
let's go.
Numbers are correct.
Yes.
Will, you get a 4-second advantage in this next triathlon.
Over you. So I have to
Over
beat.
me.
You have to beat me by 4 seconds to win. Is that right?
No. So you're going to start.
Yeah.
4 seconds after, I'm going to
Oh,
start.
okay, good.
But the events are. So
Yes.
the first one is, Will, you've got
Yes.
a can of Coke over there. I've got a can of Coke over here.
Yes.
And the classic youth game of
Yes.
Skull the Coke.
Through the sock.
Just straight.
Oh, okay.
Just straight.
Okay.
Just straight.
Yes, good.
The second one is going to be 10 straight push-ups.
10 push-ups.
Getting physical. It's
Yep.
the Olympics.
Okay.
And then the final one
Yes.
is the crucial one.
Yes.
We're going to come to the back here, over here.
Over there.
We're going to grab a whole bunch of table tennis balls.
Yes.
And we are going to attempt to throw a table tennis ball into the cup.
Into
and
the cup.
first
Okay.
one to do all 3 things
Okay.
wins for either Mariana or Sarah.
Good.
And of course, Uber Eats for the winner.
Good.
So we're going to try our best for you.
Mariana, I'm going to win this for you. I'm not going to... I mean, I've got a lot of experience on Sam here. I've got 9 years in the youth game on top of this. So, Sam, Aiden, are we ready? Someone's got to count us. How do we count this? Maybe, girls, you can count us in just a minute because we're going to have to put the microphone down. So, girls, you guys are on commentary. You guys are emceeing this as we go, okay? We're getting ready. Give us a couple of seconds, and then it's all on you. Here we go.
Do you want to take it, Sarah? Countdown? No? Let's do it together. 3, 2, 1. Oh my gosh. I think Will's killing it. Oh. What do you think, Sarah? Oh, 1, 2. 4. Oh my god, he's pumping it. Go, Will. Looks like they're neck to neck. So close. Oh, it's so close. Come on, Will. No, go Sam. Use those skills. Come on, guys. Come on, guys. I wish they could like bounce it off something. Yes. Like kerplunk. Yes! Yeah!
It's over!
I'm so sorry, Mariana.
The 4-second.
It was a fluke. It was a fluke.
I've been practicing all week, Will.
I know you have, because that's the only way you could beat me.
Hey, gotta prepare.
And by the way, 4 seconds, man. You didn't wait 4 seconds before you started.
100% waited 4 seconds.
No, you didn't. Anyway,
100.
Sarah, there is Uber Eats coming your way. Message us on Instagram, and we'll make sure you get something. Oh, the gas.
The gas, the push-ups.
Oh, my gosh. Anyway, girls, thanks for coming. We'll see you later.
See you, girls.
Bye.
Bye, guys. Thank you.
Awesome. How good was that?
That was awesome. The pressure was on, and I'm so glad
seriously,
that happened.
That was intense. Anyway, hope you're all doing well out there, and it's good to have you watching Epic tonight. We are starting our Legacy series, which is cool. We got this week and next week. We're talking about legacy and what goes beyond us as people, which is really cool. But we thought before we get our guests up, the one and only, actually your father.
I've had 21 years experience with him.
Yeah.
I've known him for 21 years.
Yeah.
Good 21 years. He's got very wise.
Okay, good.
He's going to bring some good stuff.
We are looking forward to it. So it's awesome to have AB in the house tonight. But before we go to AB, we are going to check out an amazing life story from 2 girls who are twins. They're called the O'Neill twins, actually. And their whole thing is about making it in the dance world, and they have, in order to impact other people with the reality of who God is. Cool. So we know you're going to love this. Check this out, and we'll be back in a minute.
Growing up as a twin, we've never had to go through that lonely stage because I've always got this one with me all the time.
How we got into dancing, we had twin friends, and I was like, yo, I want to do that. They're so cool. They're on stage, and I was just like, I like everything about that, performing in front of people and the music, everything. So I was like, Mom, can I go to dance class? And she's like, yeah, I'll take you to hip-hop dance class. I was like, yes. And Brooke just followed. She tagged along, and we took our first dance class, and after that, Mum would take us to practices twice a week. We'll practice for 2-3 hours sometimes, and that happened all through intermediate and high school too.
It was just all on from there, eh? Yeah. We just never turned back. It was dancing for the rest of our lives. Yeah.
Our first massive overseas trip was American Idol for Jennifer Lopez. We were back up dancing first. So at that point, we were a part of a crew called Request.
The whole atmosphere was just, it was something we never had experienced, and it just made me want to dream bigger. When I saw everything and how it was backstage, on stage, I'm like, wow, I want a piece of this cake. I want a piece of this cake. I want a big piece of this cake. We won the World Hip Hop Championships with the Royal Family in 2012. We opened for Ciara. We won Body Rock with Request Dance Crew.
We danced in J-Lo's music clip too.
Yeah, I'm Going In video clip.
Dope.
We jumped in that. Danced for P Money.
And we did Born to Dance.
Oh yeah, and we were in Born to Dance. We acted and danced in that.
We grew up with a lot of friends that were involved with church. We never really found that relationship with God until we met an amazing brother of ours, Stan Walker. He's a massive artist here in New Zealand and in Australia. He was all about the Lord. He'd talk about God, he'd talk about Jesus, and he'd be like, you know, he's changed my life. You know, I wouldn't be here without him, and everything that I've gone through, to have God in my life to guide him to where he is now is, you know, and I was just like, wow. I was just stunned. I was very in awe. Being dancers, we've always loved music, but when we found out that we could actually do more, like as in create music, I was all about it. She was really all about it. Stan Walker was judging for X Factor. We sung his song Aotearoa, and he was like, oh, I wasn't expecting that. Like, what? I'm like, girls, you actually have something. Like, if you want to go in this route of music, you can definitely do it. I was like, yeah, that's all I need. I'm going to go in this direction. I'm going to add it to our dance career and somehow merge the two, music and dancing. We've been dancing for 17 years, and I love it. I still love it. I haven't lost my love for it, but to add a different art, like music, to it, it's a whole different level. I feel like I have a purpose now. I just want to bring joy, and I want people to smile when they see us perform, when they see us talk, if we're in conversation, if we're on TV, if whatever it is, that they can just smile and be like, oh, there's something about them that I want, just like how we felt with Stan, and I want them to, you know, it really is Christ in us that makes us happy every day. We want to be, actually really want to be the light in the darkness, you know. Where there's darkness, we want to be that light. And yeah, I'll perform at a club if it's going to bless people. I'll perform wherever God says, yep, go perform there because those people need to hear your song. I'm going to do it, you know. Yeah. I'd rather be there, lighting up the place.
That's where I want to be.
So if you see our mountain, if you see our mountain, the top, I see like a massive stage. I see...
Yeah.
I see us just performing. We can do probably a lot with just us two, but with God, like, yo, there's no limit. Yeah. There's no point where it's impossible. You know, everything's possible.
I do have an amazing guest here tonight, and I want to introduce the one and only AB. Everyone, give it up for AB at home. Give us a big round of applause. AB, how are you tonight?
Yeah, pumped, mate. I've been waiting for this session tonight, so
awesome.
All week.
Well, you have been, literally, because we had you here ready to go last week, and that wasn't a reality. So now we are here tonight. Second week in a row, we've got you here, and it's awesome. And we're happy to have you here, AB. So thanks for coming. Awesome. But those of you that don't know, AB is a legend of the game. In many aspects of life, and we're so lucky to have him come down tonight and going to share some wisdom. But AB, why don't you just tell us a little bit about, just real quick, in a few minutes, a brief capture of your story, like from, you know, like where you grew up, what you did for work, and now what you're doing. Like,
yeah. Grew up in Auckland, born and bred in South Auckland. We moved to Mount Albert. So I was educated at the highest institute of education at Mount Albert Grammar. Played rugby there, the first 15. Got the opportunity to play for the Blues and obviously the All Blacks. So yeah, that was an amazing opportunity to represent your country. I got the opportunity to travel overseas. So I spent 8 years in England, 1 year in Japan. And retired after that. So after retirement, I got the opportunity to come to the Melbourne Storm. We've been here, this is our 7th year. I work in player well-being, so just helping the players off the field. So no coaching on the field, but just doing life with them. A lot of the players were in AFL state, code, and a lot of them don't have their families here. So, sometimes you can be that dad or, So, no, it is fun.
That's pretty awesome. So, AB was every young New Zealander's dream to become an All Black. That is pretty much right. Yeah, like we grew up in New Zealand. I'm from New Zealand as well. Been here in Melbourne a while though, so I'm now Melbourne, and AB has converted me to a Melbourne Storm supporter. I'm getting there. He's given me free gear, which is really helping. I'm not going to lie. I was thinking about the other day, AB, I put on a Storm jacket that you gave me, and I went out in public and I thought, this actually does solidify my support of the Melbourne Storm by wearing the Melbourne Storm gear. So what you're doing is working. So maybe I'm just saying that to get more gear. I don't know. Anyway, so AB was an All Black, which is like the highest of the heights when it comes to, what's it called? Sport in New Zealand and even the world. They say the All Blacks are probably one of the most professional. They have the highest winning record of any team in the world, which is out of control. But AB, we really wanted to see if you still got the skills, right? So, AB, you played with a guy, I'm pretty sure you did, back in Blues days, Auckland Blues days, named Carlos Spencer. And a famous moment, I remember he ran down, scored a try right in the corner at some point, and he scored an incredible try and then kicked the conversion from the sideline. An incredible player, but he did this little challenge on TikTok recently. So let's check out this little challenge, and we'll see what we're going to be playing, giving you a chance to do now.
Hey.
Let's have a look at this.
Day 7 rugby ball challenge. We've got a little grubber challenge. Check this out.
All right, there it is, AB, the grubber challenge. And let's be honest, Carlos was one of the best kicking the ball, best ball players that we've seen in New Zealand rugby. So we are putting you up against them to see if you still got the skills. Now, you guys have aged the same, you both finished your careers similar time, all that kind of stuff. I reckon you got this. I reckon you can do it.
Mate, my kicking skills aren't that great, but, mate, I'll give it a go.
All right, so we're going to jump down. AB, you go over here with the balls. We can check out the side shot here. That's right. So, AB, Carlos did it in 3 kicks, all right? 3 kicks is what Carlos did it in. So that's what you're going to try and do is in... it looked like it was live. I mean, who knows in TikTok. But... you just got to kick it in there. Sam's going to give you the balls back if you miss. So here we go. 3, 2, 1. Here's your first kick. Oh, my gosh. That was so close. Oh, my gosh. That pretty much went in. Here we go. He's still got it, people. Oh, cheer him on in the chat. Cheer him on. Oh, that's 3. I wonder how many it's going to take. We're filming this. We'll send it back to Carlos for you. And oh my gosh, that was so close as well. We'll edit this down so it makes it look like you did it in 1 kick. All right, we'll edit it down. You got it, man. Here we go. Here we go. He's going for it. We'll give you a couple more. We'll give you 2 more. We'll see if you got it. All right, can you pass it in? Can you pass it in? Oh, he's going to try 1 more with the Storm ball. And then you can pass it in, because I want you to win. I want you to win, man. Give us a little pass in. You can do it. You can do it, man. Pass it in. Here we go. Close. Here we go. Mate, just do what I did when I was playing Sam. Just cheat. Get a little bit closer. That's all what I'm all... Oh, you got it, everybody. Well done. AB, come back up. That was awesome. That was so good. Good job, AB.
That's why I was a forward and not a back like Carlos.
Oh, yes. But we had to do it, We had to show people what rugby was about. So all you out there who don't know rugby union, that's a little bit of what rugby union is about. But it's awesome to have you here, AB, because we want to talk about legacy and leaving a legacy. And, you're someone in life who is still imparting who you are to other people to leave that legacy in them. So why don't you just tell us a little bit about, just a bit more in depth about your journey and kind of what really drove you to become a professional athlete and, just kind of a bit about that.
Yeah, sure. I suppose in New Zealand, you know, being an All Black was always a dream, and at the age of 1, you get given your first All Black little jumpsuit, and then at the age of 2, you get a little jumpsuit that's bigger, and then so on to about 5. And I still remember the time, you know, just with Grandma, we, you know, we didn't have TVs back in those days, but we'd get up early in the morning, and the All Blacks would be playing England. It would be 2 in the morning, obviously the time difference, so we'd get up, have a cup of tea, and have, you know, biscuits and that, watch the game, listen to the game, anticipate, you know, what was happening. And I still remember the day that obviously the All Blacks won that night. My grandmother said to me after the game, she looked at me and said, "You're going to be an All Black one day." And, you know, I think, you know, when someone special, you know, speaks life into you and speaks words like that, you know, it felt like it was just yesterday that she had spoken that into my life. So for me, the journey was at 5. You know, Grandma, like I said, mentioned that that I'd be an All Black one day. You know, and obviously 15 years on, had the great opportunity at the age of 20 to put the All Black jersey on, represent my country, and, you know, get to do the haka that I've always dreamt about. You know, watched it so many times before an All Black game, and actually doing it, you know, in front of your nation was very proud. But, you know, I suppose, well, you know, there was so many different, you know, I suppose in that 15 years, there was times where, you know, there was a real sacrifice. And I think that was the key in anything that you do. You can't just get, well, you're not just given an All Black jersey. It comes with a price. And I know for me that, you know, there was times where, you know, that all my mates would be down at the park, and they would all be, you know, mucking around, playing with their friends, and would be driving past, and I'd be like, see ya. I was off to athletics, you know. I loved athletics, and, you know, so at a young age, I had that real mentality of training and learning, you know, a running craft. And, you know, I suppose, you know, in my later teenage years, you know, there was opportunities where, you know, the party scene or, you know, mates at school were saying, hey, let's go out. And that was a real opportunity where not going with the flow. And I think that's really important, you know, that you're going to have to say no at some stage. And for me, that was massive because, you know, I either had to go down that path of, you know, having, you know, while my mates were, you know, having fun, going out, partying. But really for me, on a Friday night, I'd be getting ready for training in the morning. So there were sacrifices that I had to do, but I wanted to do. And that was something that I know that obviously, you know, get into that dream of, I suppose what my grandmother mentioned it when I was at the age of 5, that was a huge, you know, way, or halfway to get to where I wanted to get.
It's awesome, man. And you mentioned like from 5 years old, you reckon you'd say that you had the dream to become an All Black. Like that was when you said, right? 5 years old?
Yeah.
So then, you know, in all those, you know, we'll get back to a little bit more about those sacrifices and the things that drove that. But why was it important for you, and how did it change the way you approach things and all that to have a dream? Because tonight, one of the main things we really want you guys to get and walk out of here tonight is about our dream. Like that's what we titled tonight, is about our dream. And how do we cultivate that dream in us personally, and then how does that drive us then to do what God has for our life in the midst of that? So why was the dream important to you? Like, why did it not just like, because there's, you know, I think some people, maybe they'll say, oh, I don't have a dream or whatever it is. So why was the dream important to you?
Like I said earlier, you know, obviously someone who I loved. You know, I lived with my grandmother. She was a very special lady for me. You know, and that was, I suppose, where it was birthed. And for me, it wasn't, I suppose, something that I, you know, I suppose watching the All Blacks, I want to be an All Black. It was someone who was special to me. So for me, that really birthed the dream. And I knew that she'd spoken into my life and said, hey, look, you know, this is something that you can do. And she was the one who believed in me. So, I think it was something that I knew that, I suppose growing up, that I was, had a talent. I loved any sport. And I suppose that was the first time that I'd heard someone go, man, you can do it. So I think that journey started there. And, you have to dream big. And, I used to dream a lot. And, a lot of people would say, oh, you're just a dreamer, AB. And I would go, yep. And that's so important because
it is.
You've got to have a vision. You've got to have a dream. And, I know that was me. I always used to dream putting that jersey on, watching my heroes on TV.
Yeah.
And, just some real inspirational guys in the All Blacks like Michael Jones, Ronnie Clark, obviously his son Caleb coming through now. But I suppose I had amazing, guys that I looked up to who obviously men of faith as well, but they were at the top of their game.
That's so cool. And the key thing is, I think everyone watching this, you've got to understand that the principles AB's talking about, and we're going to keep delving into, it relates across every area. It doesn't just relate if you're wanting to be a sports superstar. If you are, go for it. Amazing. Let God use you through it. If you want to be the best at business, then go do that. If you have a dream to be a pilot, maybe not right now, but you know that coronavirus is going to go and the pilot's going to be in demand again. Anything, that's right, yeah. Like the things, these dreams and these things that, because no doubt, AB, and correct me if I'm wrong, but that dream probably helped keep you on course.
Yep.
Like you were saying with those sacrifice things, because how often in life, it doesn't come easy and we have to make sacrifices. So when you made those sacrifices, it was because you had the dream as the end goal. Is that right?
Yeah, totally. It's funny you mentioned a pilot. That was my other dream, but...
Me too. I wanted to be a fighter pilot, man.
What is it about these pilots,
and then, I always say, I wanted to be a fighter pilot, but then the New Zealand Prime Minister, when I was like 12, sold all the fighter pilots, and New Zealand didn't have any, so I was like, but now I'm in Australia, I could do it.
Oh, mate,
That'd
never
be awesome.
too late. Never too late. Still young. But I think, I think it's so important that, and I love what you said, it doesn't matter what you want to do, God has a purpose for you.
Yeah, that's right.
And everyone's talent is so different. I would love to be a singer. But,
same.
But
Sam's saying no.
When your mother says, son, you're not a good singer, you've got to listen to your mum. So, hey,
it's true.
I think it's really important, whatever you want to do in life, that you give it your best and you give it your all. You sacrifice for what you want to do, whether that's business, whether that's playing the guitar, whether that's walking a dog, really important that, you do it to your best. And I think that's always been my mentality. I suppose it's been my upbringing too. I had a mother who was very driven in terms of, just whatever we did, give it your all. And I think that's, cool. I suppose that's been my mentality in anything that I do. Why do it half-hearted? Yeah. Just go for it. You've got an amazing potential, and fulfill that potential that you have. So really, I suppose to answer that question is, dream what you want to, do, because no one can stop you. And don't get me wrong, there was a lot of people on the way that said I couldn't do it. Or, you're going to get a lot of people that will, try and pull you down because of their insecurities. So that's something really important to remember, that as long as and, if you have a mentor or parent or, that, you can really talk to and get encouragement, that's a real key. I had really good mentors coming through. And I think having mentors that you trust, that they can support you, not people that will just, like I said earlier about going with the flow, because you can have a lot of mates around you that will just give you advice, go with the flow, So really important that you have those people that you trust and really that, you know, the people that can really talk into your life.
That's right. And sometimes they're going to tell you what you don't want to hear.
Yep.
But that's what you got to get used to. If you want to go further than you think you're capable, you need to let people speak into your life and do that. And so AB, you love God, I hope, still? Yes.
Tonight, yep. No.
Yes, all the time. AB's an amazing part of our church and your whole family as well. And obviously Sam, like we said, is a leader here at Epic, which is really cool. We all can't believe. No, I'm joking.
Did you get that in the lottery?
Sam, yeah. And, you know, I just want to ask, when did God come into the picture for you? And then, like, this is what I've learned. I'm 30 years old now, AB. I'm not as old as you are. But what I've learned is that when you go chase after a goal just for your own personal satisfaction or your own ticket off the list, or, you know, because you want to be famous or you want to be this, you want to be that, you just want to be the best at something. It's amazing in the lead up a lot of the time, but when you get there, if the only reason you did it was for the accolade or for the, you know, the fact that I can say I'm the best, there's an emptiness that comes at the end of that. So where did God come into the picture for you, and how did that change, or how did that influence your dream, and then how you influenced through what you've done?
Yeah, sure. Thanks, Will. I think, you know, in terms of, you know, having faith, I think, you know, obviously Mum coming from a Pacific Island background, you know, there's three things in Pacific community, or Samoan community: it's food, sport, and you know, your faith. So always been around it, always you know, known about God, but I suppose didn't have that personal relationship for myself. You know, the first time that we, me and my sisters, we went to church by accident. It was Mum couldn't drive, so we'd walk everywhere, and we were off to one of our auntie's house, and it started to rain. So the only cover that we could find was church, and the service had started, and obviously there was a guy there. He said, "Come in." We didn't know it was, you know, it was a church, but we went in there, and that night we all, you know, received the Lord for our first time. Even though it was my mum's eyes saying, "Put your hand up," you know, we gave our hearts, and I think you know, it gave me a real amazing foundation. I think I was probably 7. I suppose going through my teenage years, you know, I sort of drifted a little bit, and Gina, my wife, you know, obviously was my partner back then. Growing up, we gave our hearts to the Lord in a local church back in West Auckland, and I think that, you know, that was it was God meant to be. That time I'd got an injury. I wasn't supposed to go away on tour, and I ended up staying back, and it was the time you know, Gina and I gave our hearts to the Lord. But, you know, I suppose answering the second part of that question is, you know, the influence, I suppose, for me, you know, yes, being in the All Blacks was massive and really important, but it wasn't my everything. And I think, you know, having, you know, God and knowing that, you know, He had a purpose for my life, and, you know, obviously to be a light in the footy world, you know, to have good character and be an example, be a real light. I knew that was my calling. And like I said, you know, I'm very competitive. I love winning, and but you know, playing sport was a real, you know, there was a purpose for it. It wasn't just to win championships, and they're important. Don't get me wrong. Like I said, I'm competitive, but I think at the end of the day, you know that that's not just you, because you know that the trophies will go, you know, the applaud will go, you know. But one thing that remained strong was my faith, and you know, I had a real amazing guy, Michael Jones, who you know, we're best mates, and you know, he set an amazing example for me, and I knew there was something different in him. He never preached to me, I suppose. He would never say, hey, look, you know, you got to go to church. But through his example, you know, Gina and I went to church, but that was, I suppose, the turning point was, you know, we've all got, you know, everything that we want in the world, but there was something different about him, and that was obviously his faith. You know, he's a legend rugby player, but also a gentleman, but also a real man of God. So I wanted what he had at that time, and so yeah, you know, just having that, I suppose, you know, professional athlete is great, but you know, it's complete with.
So would it be fair to say, AB, I'm just listening to you, and I'm thinking to myself, would it be fair to say that the impact that you made in someone's life by being remembered as an All Black, like, so there's people, you know, that know your name. I'm watching the rugby the other day, and they're doing throwbacks, and all of a sudden it's, Andrew Blow is scoring a try, you know, and they're playing replays, and people remember you from that era, you know. But I would suggest, and once again, tell me if I'm wrong, that the impact you made on people's lives by purely just playing the sport would be less than, say, even now when you're not being the profiled on TV, the boys that you're working with at the Storm, that you're the, you know, welfare, you know, helping, and like you said earlier, being a dad to, the legacy that you're leaving with them, correct me if I'm wrong, I think, personally, from what I'm hearing from you and what I see from you all the time I'm with you, I think that legacy that you're leaving with them is probably stronger than some kid that grew up and watched you on TV. Would I be right in saying that?
Yeah, totally. You know, that's the beautiful part of the job is that you can firstly support them, but you can talk into their lives. Yeah. And you know, I suppose like Michael did, it wasn't through words. It wasn't saying you got to do this. Yeah. It's by your actions, and that's something that I've always lived by. Is, you know, you got to really walk the talk, and you know, and that's probably probably like you said, you know, it's a massive impact because you know, I get to do life with them. Yeah. So, you know, and like you said, you know, we have an amazing amount of boys in there that come from a faith background. Yeah. And some that are really strong in their faith. So, you know, we get the opportunity when we're away on camp together to, you know, always round the boys up in their rooms, and we get together. And so on that side that's the real,
that's awesome,
life changing,
so
and
good, man.
The impact that, you know, God has placed us, you know, in places for reasons.
And I believe that 100%, man. That God's used your life to get you to the point now, and throughout, you know, God uses things that happen in our life. Yeah. You know, He gives us gifts and talents, and like watching the O'Neill twins earlier, you know, they're using their gift and talent because they want to reach people, and God's using your gift and talent to be able to reach people more and more every day that goes on. And I know there might be some of the boys watching tonight. Some of the Storm boys maybe, so hello to you. I know AB was really keen for you guys to jump in, and it's awesome to have you with us. But, you know, young person and Epic and anyone watching out there tonight, you know, our dreams are so important. And we want you to go out tonight just starting to think and starting to cultivate that in your life. Like, what is my dream, and where do I want to go, and how is God going to work in the midst of that? So, AB, a quick couple of questions before we finish up and move on is if someone out there is watching, why don't you talk to them? It's so hard. It's quite weird being in a room where only your son is here and couple other people. But why don't you talk to them and kind of like, if they don't have a dream, how do they start to cultivate that? How do they start to find a dream? Or Yeah,
I mean, I think the key is that find what you're passionate about. Find out what you love doing, you know, and I think that is the key. What gets you going? You know, for me, you know, I knew out on the field, that's where I was in my happy place. And I knew that, man, I could be out there for hours because it didn't feel like training. It didn't feel like, you know, hard work. So just encourage you, you know, dream big, you know, dream big, but go with what you love. And that's the key. And I know for me, that sport is something that I have loved my whole life. I never knew it was going to be a career because back in the day there was no player well-being. So, I was dreaming one day, what is it can I do, and find out what your strengths are, because your character strengths, that's a real key. And obviously, God's given you the gifting, the potential, and the purpose to do what you love. And I know that that's something that I've lived by. I know in teams, especially in England, the bankers, we did these character strength profiles. They had all these amazing business jobs, all this sort of stuff. Mine was a people person. And I was a bit embarrassed because I was like, oh, what? All these guys are going to be big lawyers and bankers, and I'm going to be a people person, And like I said earlier, there was no jobs in player well-being. So really, for me, that's 25 years ago, knowing what your strengths are, knowing what your gifts are, and follow those dreams and dream big.
So good. And, it's super important that in the midst of finding what we're passionate about and finding what God has gifted us with. Because let's be honest, the gifts and the talents we have are from God. They're something that God gives us, and you can find out more about that. If you don't have a relationship with God yet, or you don't know much about it, that's okay. But just know that God loves you so much, but He also has made you in a very specific way. Every single one of us are unique, and we have certain gifts and certain talents. I can't play rugby like AB can, but I can probably fix a computer. And maybe you might not be able to do. So we have different, Sam's saying no, he can't. Okay, so we have different talents and gifts that God's given us, but the key thing is, and we really want you to take this out of tonight, in order for us to live a legacy, and I believe that's what you're doing, AB, you're living out a life that is leaving something beyond yourself. And when you are mentoring young people, when you are even raising your family, you're leaving a legacy beyond yourself. And that's what these next 2 weeks are really about, is that, us as a church, we're talking about our legacy as a church. And if you don't know, we have an incredible 2020 vision as a church. And we're part of a church called Life. And we have this vision that is so big that, Pastor Paul, our senior pastor, talked about from 6 years ago. It was such a long time ago. And we're starting to see it come to fruition now. And one of the major things of that is that we want to be a church that's giving $20 million into community. And I can tell you that we are on track to do that as of next year, to be giving $20 million into the community. That's huge. That's a legacy that's going to live beyond us. Yeah. We're believing we're across 2 countries, that in our New Zealand campuses, that we're going to pay off all those campuses completely, because we want to have financial freedom in order to then give more into community, give more into the generations. Even here at Epic as leaders, we've got a vision that we would live beyond ourselves, because we want to leave a legacy for you guys to step into in order to see God more. And I want to encourage you that when it comes to our dreams, we have to find the God part of that dream. So I would say, find out what you're passionate about. Find out what you're gifted in, and go to God and go, God, you've given me these gifts. You've given me these passions. God, what do you want me to do? He'll drop into your heart about, and it may not be straight away. You had a dream from 5 years old, AB. That's awesome. It's so good. And some of us out there watching may have dreams right now that you want to achieve. But it doesn't happen like that for everyone. And if you don't have a dream tonight, it's okay. If you don't have a vision for where your life's going to be, that's all right. But go on the journey with God, because He is a good God, and He does talk to us, and He does show us where we should be in life. And I just want to encourage you, if you don't have a dream, why don't you start to ask God? If you don't have a vision for where God wants to take you in life, then why don't you ask Him about it? Because I promise you that if you follow the dream that God has for you, then you'll leave a legacy well beyond yourself. And it's a really important thing to do, is to live beyond ourselves and to do that. And for me, I had a dream also to play sport, AB, to play hockey, actually.
Awesome.
And it was an awesome dream. And I was on track to making rep teams and doing those kind of things in my late teenage years. But it wasn't until I personally started to seek God and ask Him for myself and really delve in. And yes, God had given me a gift and a talent in that way. But when I sought God on it, I actually I stepped away from it, and it was a really hard thing to do because it was something I'd already enrolled in uni to do sports stuff. I'd been accepted, all that kind of thing, and God really did just change my perspective and change my dream, and I'm so grateful that He did. And when I look back, God didn't just throw away the whole hockey side of it. I actually think that He used all my time that I did at school and all that to grow me into a great leader. I got thrown into a captaincy role for my whole high school at like 14.
Wow.
And I learned to lead people that were older than me. And throughout the last 10 years, that's what I've been doing is leading people.
Yeah.
And God used
Amazing.
my passions and my gifts and to teach me different things early on in life. But I'm so grateful that I went after a God dream. And I would really encourage you to speak to your leaders. We're going to have connect groups really soon. And I would encourage you to just, you're going to have conversations about dreams and where you're at in your life. And I just want you to just talk to them. If you don't have a dream, put your hand up and say, hey, Sam, Kane, Grace, Mel, Vanessa, I actually don't have one right now. But would you help me to pray and really seek into that? And we're super excited to see where things are going to go. And we're excited about next week as well. We're going to be talking more about legacy. AB, it's been awesome to have you here.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. At home, if you can, give him a big round of applause. It's been awesome. But I want to finish tonight because we never want to go past our services and miss the opportunity to ask you if you have a relationship with God. You see, God came and He gave His life. Jesus gave His life so that we could live in abundance with Him. Some of you may know the story, some of you may not. But God made a perfect world, and us humans, we brought the imperfect into that perfect world. And since then, we have been on this battle to try and get back to the perfection or to get back to God's will for our life. We live in a world that's, I always say this, it's an imperfect world, so imperfect things happen. You may have had a life where, bad things have happened to you and you sit there and you say, I don't know how God can exist. Maybe even this last week, you sat there and you've been like, man, really, God? How can this happen to me? The key thing is that God does love you, but we have to understand we live in an imperfect world. The cool thing is that God sent His Son Jesus to die on a cross for us so that we could have a relationship with God and ultimately that we could live in a world that is perfect again with Him. And you see, heaven is that perfect place that we're going to be with Him. And if you don't have a relationship with God tonight, it's okay. But I want to give you the opportunity because anyone, doesn't matter who we are, it doesn't matter if we're Sam, it doesn't matter if we're Kane, who's perfect. It doesn't matter who we are. It doesn't matter if it's you sitting at home in your bed right now thinking there's no way that I could have a relationship with God. That's not true. God gave His life so that you could have a relationship with Him. And I just want to invite you in right now, or invite you to start that relationship with God. If you don't know Him, then tonight's your night to know Him. Maybe you've never made this decision before. Tonight's your night. Maybe you've made this decision before, but you don't know. You've walked away from God. Tonight's your night to come home. And all I'm going to ask you to do is pray this prayer after me. You pray with an honest heart, and God's going to meet you where you're at. I don't need to see you. God will see you in your moment right now. And come on. So why doesn't everyone just close your eyes? And if you're in that zone where you're saying, "Will I need that relationship with God?" Then just make this decision now in your heart. And also pray this prayer after me. Say, "Dear Jesus, thank you for tonight. I'm sorry for what I've done wrong. I want to follow you. God, I acknowledge that Jesus died on the cross for me. And I want to have a relationship with Him. In Jesus' name, amen. Amen." Well, it's so awesome. If you made that decision tonight, then everyone is cheering you on. And there's many people, I'm sure, in the comments just saying now, in the chat, saying, best decision ever. That's awesome. Best decision I've made. And there's many people that are behind you tonight. And we would love to help you on this journey because we know that doing this journey is something that you can't do alone. And we'd love to get you a Bible this week, which would be awesome. And all you need to do is fill out the form that's in the chat. There'll be a form go up there. Just click on it, put your name, your details. One of our leaders are going to get in touch with you and just ask you and help you on this journey and get you a Bible, which would be awesome. But I really do hope that you had an amazing night. It was so cool to hear from AB. And next week, we've got a whole bunch of special things happening as well. But why don't you just one more time give a little clap or a chat in the comment. I wish there was a like button on YouTube that you could go for all those people that made decisions tonight. But it's awesome. But Sam, you're back.
I'm back.
The younger and better version.
Oh, I'd agree.
Right?
Better looking.
Younger and better than AB.
Everything.
How good.
Yeah. But, well, we don't want to forget about an important part of our service, and that's our offering.
Yes.
And so every week we come with what God's blessed us with to give back into his house and what he's got for us.
That's right. And you know what, Sam? As part of our legacy campaign that I was talking about before, with legacy as a church, part of legacy is actually about us giving into God's house, right? And we have our weekly giving, which you're going to tell us about in a minute. But we also have this legacy campaign where we can give to the legacy of this church. And our weekly giving is something really important. But also, we're going to be giving you the opportunity, and we'll talk a bit more about it next week, about how you can give if it's something that you have in your heart, or maybe you've got a family who come to our church. And you and your parents can just have a chat about it and say, hey, what are we doing for Legacy this year? Which would be, I think, a good thing to do. Yeah,
unreal. Definitely, Legacy is an awesome part. And you get to see so many things impact and so many people impacted.
Yeah.
But again, our weekly giving is just an offering of faith and obedience to what God's given us. And, everything here and everything you get to see isn't just by us magically making it appear. It's by us being faithful and obedient to what God's given us and giving back, and to grow this place and to impact more people. So there'll be a link in the chat where you can give online.
Yep. And as we always say, or you can just put it aside in a bank account.
Yep.
And in faith for when we get out of COVID.
Yep. Chuck it in your piggy bank.
And then you can come back and bring that piggy bank into Epic one day and give that all, because that money's... Obviously, it's something you can do is just keep it to the side.
Totally.
Yeah.
But Will, what do we have that comes every weekend?
Every weekend?
Every weekend.
Every weekend. And you can hear a lot more about Legacy and everything that's happening. We have church. Or, as I like to say, church. We got church, and we'd love to have you. I know there's been a bunch of crew jumping in on Sundays, but we have 3 services. And some of you say, oh, how do you run church when we can't come to church? Well, it's online, just like Epic. It's really easy. You just go to lifeau.org, you click the online button, and bam, you're in.
It's so easy. You can literally be in bed. Lying down.
I wouldn't recommend it, but you can.
You can. But best to get up and get ready.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure... Out of all the services we've run, with all the times we've done, there's been someone who's watched it in the shower.
Oh, I reckon. Yep.
Was it you?
No.
Good. But it would be awesome to have you join church. Talk to your leader about it in Connect groups. Even maybe you could do a watch party on Facebook if you got Facebook, or do an Epic Hangouts thing like I know Kane's been doing with some of the boys. You can all get in and watch it together. It'd be cool.
Totally. Well, that's us, Will. That's been an amazing night.
That's it. It's been good.
Wisdom, trick shots, and giveaways.
That's it. How could be better? I've still got that hat and those shorts to give away.
Does anyone actually want them?
I don't know. We'll have a look at the chat later. Maybe we'll just pick someone random and just maybe someone.
Or if you want to, just message on Insta and just be like, I want the cap.
Message us. Or I was thinking we just find someone's address that we've already got from another prize we've given them, and we just send it to them.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, we'll just get rid of it.
Easy.
Yeah, it'd be good. Anyway, been great to have you at Epic tonight.
Don't forget, we have groups.
Yes, we have groups
happening right now.
Yep. If you want to join a group, message us on Instagram. We'll see what we can do about that and get you connected to a
100%.
leader, which would be great. But peace out, everybody.
See you guys.
It's been awesome. See you later.
See you on Sunday.